everyone, welcome to Volleyball DNA, where we examine the characteristics that make up some of the most intriguing personalities in the world of volleyball. I'm Denden Lazaro.
And I'm Anton Ross. The subject for this episode is a two-time UAAP champion having played for the Ateneo Lady Eagles. She also participated for the Philippine women's national volleyball team in the SEA Games last December. Currently, she is the team captain of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans of the Premier Volleyball League. It is Madzilla herself, Maddie Madayag. Maddie, welcome to the show.
Welcome,
Hi, thank you.
How have you been?
I'm okay. I'm just at home. Di ako masyado lumalabas because, COVID. And I live with my grandparents, so you have to be extra careful.
When you mean home, you mean in Davao, right?
Yes.
So
I went home. It's okay. Parang, like Manila, back to normal na. Parang walang COVID. So it's really hard talaga. You can't risk going out. So you have to be extra careful when you go out. Especially na you have old people at home then living with you. So, ayun.
Right.
Wait, Maddie. So right now, you're in Davao, right?
Yes.
So you were in Davao throughout the whole quarantine?
Pag-announce na kailan ba? March 14? March 14 yung magsa-start yung lockdown. Pinauwi ako agad ng family ko. So, ayun. Mahal nung ticket ko. But yeah, at least I'm safe naman at home kesa alone ako sa condo.
So 5 months straight. Kasi kung March nag-start, July ngayon, 5 months straight, you were in Davao.
Yeah.
So that's probably the longest time that you've been back in your hometown of Davao since your whole UAP career. Wow.
Yeah. Sobrang bumawi ako kasi nung first year namin, we had trainings in between Christmas and New Year's. So, yung rest namin or yung break namin was only 2 or 3 days. So I would fly back to Davao and then fly back to Manila and then fly back to Davao again for the New Year. And then fly back to Manila for training again for January. So, ayun.
Pero syempre, hindi 5 months yun.
Yeah. Sobrang bumabawi ako sa family ko kasi I said, ngayon lang kami magkakaroon ng quality time again. So, ayun.
Yeah, it's good to be with family during this time. I mean, these are trying times. These are hard times. So, Mads, we want to ask, what was life growing up in Davao?
Well, I mean, I was a regular person. I never thought na I'd be playing in Ateneo. I'd be playing in a pro team, in a PVL. So, never ko inisip. As in, go with the flow lang ako, yung mga teenagers dati na, labas tayo, ganyan. So, parang nakakapanibago lang din kasi when I go back home, may mga tao nakakilala sa akin. So, nakakapanibago talaga siya.
I heard that you were into wushu before.
Yeah.
Wushu is like it's like a Chinese martial art, right?
It's
like si Agatha Wong sumikat sa SEA Games having won a gold medal, right? So you were into that?
Yeah, I actually tried taekwondo, ballet, but then it didn't work for me. So, nag-wushu ako elementary. But then only because my mom forced me. Para lang matuto ako mag-self-defense. Because, I don't know, I was kind of lazy siguro back then. I just wanted to watch TV kasi bago lang umuso yung mga cartoons and everything. So, I just wanted to chill. But then my mom wanted me to learn other things din naman. And she didn't want me to stay at home. So, ayun. And then after nung summer, I learned to love the sport. So, I told my mom, pwede ako mag-continue. So, ayun. Then nag-start.
Shout out to Tita Donna, by the way. She's always very supportive of you, Maddie. And she was with you during the time that you won the championship. So, wait. When you said to your mom na I want to continue, you want to continue wushu?
Yeah.
Okay. So, paano nag-shift from wushu to volleyball?
Well, I only played wushu siguro mga 1.5 years.
But competitively, right?
Oh, yeah. After my summer clinic, di ba may mga clinics yan? After that, parang, di ba I decided to join the team talaga. So, meron kaming master. Master kasi yung tawag namin sa coaches namin doon. And then Master Yi, his name is Master Yu Chibo. He was a 5-time Asian champion and a 7-time champion in China. So, super galing niya talaga. So, he told me na sali ako sa full team nila for the advanced team or something like that. So, that's like training for, yun nga, competitively.
So, how did you transition from, wushu to volleyball?
Okay, so, diba elementary ako nag-wushu. And then, pag transition ko to high school, I had a hard time na kasi our class ended at 5. So, I couldn't go to training and it was far pa. And ayun, my friends just told me na, uy, magsali tayo ng tryout sa volleyball. Sabi ko, okay, sige. And then, ayun, doon nag-start. And then, after ng tryout na yun, ako lang yung na-recruit. Kasi I was the tall one. And then my other friends, hindi sila nasali. So parang, okay, weird naman. So ayun, doon lang ako nag-start. But then it was more like intrams. Parang ganun. Because we don't train every day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday lang kami nung high school.
Yun, I was about to ask, how tall were you during that time na nag-try ka mag-volleyball?
Siguro mga 5'8".
Oh, that's pretty tall na.
Pretty tall na nun, oo.
Pretty tall? I was like 5'2".
Wait, di ba nag-middle blocker ka sa CSA then?
Yeah, kasi I was like one of the tallest na. So, when we went up against UST with sila Eliza, sila Denden, I was like, how?
Were you able to block them ba, Ate Den?
Of course not.
Okay, Maddie, from that moment that you tried the intrams, when did you first feel that, you know what, maybe volleyball is for me. Maybe this is a sport that I can play?
To be honest, hindi ko nakita sarili ko maglaro in college. Kasi, yun nga, parang surprise for me na nag-Ateneo ako. So, I think third year I started to love volleyball kasi we started joining competitions, ganon. And then, I'm competitive kasi. So, ayun, parang I didn't want to lose. So, I had to like work extra hard to help my team dati. So, ayun.
This is Davao Christian High School?
Yes.
Okay. But where did that competitive nature come from? Like, where do you get your competitive fire from?
Well, my whole family played volleyball. My lolo, my lola, my mom's brothers, and my mom. So, ayun. Actually, hindi ko ma-remember, but my mom said na I should try playing volleyball when I was in elementary. But I don't remember. And then she said na I didn't want daw. So, hindi niya na pinush. But then, ayun, fate.
But she must have been happy na nagustuhan mo yung volleyball eventually, no?
Yeah. Playing in Ateneo, that's her dream daw. So, ako na yung tumupad ng dream niya.
Well, speaking of Ateneo, how did you end up in Ateneo? What was your recruitment story?
It's so complicated, to be honest. Ano ba? Okay. Wait, this is so hard. Okay. So, nung third year high school ako, meron kaming camp. Parang athletic camp or something for sports. And then there was a UP coach. His name was Coach Petit, but he was a basketball coach, I think.
Petit de Vera.
And then, yeah. And then he was making us do some drills. And then he noticed na I was doing it very good. Parang sobrang galing ko daw, or athletic in a way. So, ayun. And then, siguro tumatak ako sa isip niya, and then naalala niya lang nung pag fourth year ko na, si Coach Sherwin Malonzo, he played in UP before, but now he's the sports coordinator of Ateneo. So he contacted Coach Sherwin, and then he said, baka may gusto kang i-recruit sa Davao. So, dun nag-start.
Wow.
Yeah. And also, coincidence siya kasi my uncle is my mom's brother, is friends with Coach Sherwin Malonzo. And then he contacted him also. He said, pre, baka gusto mo makita yung pamangkin ko maglaro ng volleyball kasi matangkad siya. So, ang mentality kasi ni Coach Sherwin, pag matangkad, natuturuan. Yung height, di mo na matuturuan. So, parang ganun ata yung thinking nila Coach Sherwin. And then he said, tama-tama kasi pupunta rin ako sa Davao para may i-check na player. Yun pala, ako lang rin pala yung i-check nila na player. So, sobrang coincidence.
Okay. So, Mads, you mentioned that you were only 16 when you entered college. So, when you got to Ateneo from Davao, you were 16, you were so young. And then you were gonna stay in the dorm for years alone for the first time, away from your family, away from your parents. Did that scare you?
Yeah, of course. So, Ate Dan, alam mo yan? Araw-araw ako umiiyak sa dorm. After training, after takbo, or before takbo. Mama, ayoko na dito. I want to go home. Oh my gosh, Anton, alam niyo ni Ate Dan, iyak ako every time tumatakbo kami kay Coach Tai. Pag sasabihin pa lang ni Coach Tai 5 rounds, iiyak na ako. Yung run namin sa oval.
Kasi hindi ka lang iiyak dahil sa homesick, iiyak ka rin kasi ang hirap ng training.
Oo.
So patong-patong.
Oo. At the same time, namimiss ko rin yung family ko. Wala akong ma-open up, hindi ko ma-share kung anong nararamdaman ko kasi hindi pa ako close sa team nun. So, ayun, parang, yeah, but I made it.
How did you overcome the homesickness? Like, were there any teammates that you bonded with? Kasi syempre, I mean, I can only imagine what you were going through. Somebody from Davao, and then gaya nga na sinabi ni Den, staying away from family for the very first time in your life. You're homesick, ang hirap ng training, you have to wake up early, study, run, do this, all that. How did you overcome the homesickness?
My mom helped me. She flew to Manila just to be with me. So, sobrang supportive ni Mama. So, she stayed in the dorms also para lang masamahan ako and so that I wouldn't feel alone. So, ayun. Super thankful talaga ako sa family ko.
I think Tita Donna is setting a standard for all the parents of student athletes from the province. An example of one way to help your child overcome homesickness.
Well, it depends rin sa personality ng tao. Kasi ako, family-oriented ako. So, I grew up with my family talaga, close-knit kami. So, it was really hard for me na ako lang yung mag-isa sa Manila. And, ayun.
So, Mads, na culture shock ka ba when you got to Ateneo and then meeting Coach Tai for the first time?
Yeah.
That was tough. I mean, for us, na seniors na, that was tough for us. It would have been tough for you as a rookie.
Well, Ate Dan, I don't know if you remember, but your first game against NU no season 76, we watched that game, my mom and I. And then Sir Arthur brought us to Crystal Jade to eat dinner with you guys. Yeah. So that was the first time Coach Tai saw me. And then he told me, train right now. I was like, wow. I was still studying in high school. Fourth year pa lang ako noon. So, oh my God, parang ako, ha? So, ayun, wala lang. Parang, ayun, Coach Tai.
Sir Arthur, by the way, rest in peace. He was such a kind man every time nakasalubong ko siya sa UAAP. Yeah. So, that year that you came in as a rookie, Maddie, that was a historic year for Ateneo because that was after Ateneo won their very first championship. Sila Den, the Lady Eagles. First ever championship, and then you come in as a rookie and you're trying to go back to back. When you came in, did you realize that you were part of a special team, a team that would go 16-0?
Well, I already knew what I was coming into as a special team. Doon pa lang sila Ate Den, sila Ate Lai. So, pagdating ko, parang sobrang na-starstruck talaga ako sa kanila. Kasi, ang galing nila. Ako kasi, hindi pa ako ganun ka familiar with the volleyball basics. So, si Coach Tai talaga, sobrang pinahirapan kaming mga rookie. Si Bea, si Therese. So, kaming tatlo yung pinatay talaga ni Coach Tai. So, ayun. Para maka-keep up kami with the team. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I saw Maddie, BDL, Therese Gaston for the first time, sabi ko, parang biglang tumangkad yung Lady Eagles.
Exactly.
Diba?
When they came to practice, I'm like, parang ang tatangkad na ngayon ng mga players natin.
Wala pa si Kat nun.
Wala pa si Kat nun. And yung, before, it was just Eliza and Kiwi who were like 5'8". Those were the tallest players in the team. And now we have
May.
Well, yeah. May also. But now, like, a lot, parang one height lang kayong tatlo.
Yeah.
Wow. And now the players of Ateneo now are like, what? 6 feet tall? What?
They're so tall.
Players ngayon. I don't know, like, ano ba pinapakain sa kanila?
I'm going to give a reference to that later on. But I want to ask you, Maddie, about how it felt for you during that rookie year, that you were part of a special team that made history, swept the entire season. What was the experience like?
Well, to be honest, wala. Pinag-uusapan namin nila Bea, nila Therese na wala, napadali yung trabaho namin kasi andun sila Ate Denden. Yung experience nila, sobrang wala. Silang kami, dito lang kami, tutulong lang kami sa training, papahirapan sila, pero sila naman talaga yung nag-work hard sa loob ng game. So, wala. I mean, for us, it was really chill. For us rookies, kasi we didn't have to work that hard. Sila yung nagbigay nung effort nung season 76, nadala na lang nila nung 77. So, ayun.
There was actually one match na nag-start ka. As in your very first game na nag-start ka. That was Feb 4, 2015 against FEU. I think Bea
got injured.
Was hurt during that game. So nag-start ka. What was that like for you? Ano yung reaction mo na, like, was it Coach Tai who told you na, hey, you're gonna start? Or what was that like? Ano yung feeling na first ever start mo in the UAAP?
In my head, I just wanted to play. So hindi ko inisip na, oh my gosh, first time ko mag-start, ganyan. So I just had to make my teammates proud. I just had to make Coach Tai proud. Yun lang yung nasa isip ko. Kailangan ko lang maglaro. Kailangan ko lang i-apply yung tinuro sa akin sa training. Ayun.
Yeah, that's a good mentality coming into a game, especially for a rookie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying earlier, coming to season 78, you were a starter already and you were averaging 7.3 points per match. And those are huge numbers for a middle blocker. But then that was also the year that you tore your ACL.
Yeah.
So that must have been a huge bummer. Like, run us through what was going through your mind. How did you get over that huge hump in your career? You were already a starter for Ateneo. You were doing so well.
So nung training, I got I tore my ACL. Overload na ng training eh. Kasi I had to study for my orals the day before. So I slept at 3 a.m. So I texted Coach Tai na, Coach, I can't make it to training because I slept at 3 a.m. and then, diba, our training's at 5:45 a.m. So ilang hours na lang yung tulog ko. So sabi ko, Coach, I'll make bawi in the afternoon training. So ayun, after nun, parang pa-cool down na dapat. And then Coach Tai remembered me. So tinawag niya ako, pinag-overload niya ako ng spiking, 10 balls daw. Parang I remember 6 spike ko na, nag-running ako. And then pag-land ko, I just went down. So, ayun, parang nakita nila Ate Bets and nun. So, dinala nila ako sa Moro. And then, they did some tests and then they confirmed na it's ACL. So, ayun. And then Ate Bets told me, Ate Bets is her PT by the way. And then, she told me na, Mads, di ka na makakalaro sa season na to. And then I just broke down. I just really cried kasi, I mean, hard work, first year, parang, for me, I earned that spot siguro to play for the team. So it was really heartbreaking for me na lahat ng hard work ko, lahat ng efforts ko from first year until second year na ginamit ako ni Coach Tai was really for nothing kasi na, yun nga, hindi ako makalaro ng maayos. So, I was really sad for a week, for 2 weeks. Ayun, but then, after nun, I just had to get over it. Hindi naman ako pwedeng mag-dwell kasi nangyari na siya. So, ano pang pwede kong gawin, 'di ba? What else can I do? So, I just focused on recovering. I just focused on making my knee better so I can play na again.
What was crucial, Maddie, about that year that you got hurt was Ateneo was going for a three-peat. And during the 10 matches that you played, wherein you averaged 7.3 points per match, as Den mentioned, Ateneo was actually playing really well. 8-2 yung record nyo before you missed the entire season. I want to ask this because I'm pretty sure there were times na napaisip ka, what if? What if you did not get hurt? What if you were healthy and the momentum that you had during that year continued? Do you think that you guys were capable of three-peating during that year with the lineup that you had? It was Eliza's last year. Obviously, there was a lot riding on that. If you were healthy, tingin mo ba kaya mag-champion ng Ateneo?
I guess siguro with knowing what I can put to the table, knowing what I can give to the team, siguro it would have made a difference. So ayun, but this wala, it was really hard lang din. Grabe rin yung iyak ko nung natalo kami kasi yun nga, mga what if yung sinabi mo. It's really hard not to think about it. Especially na andun ka lang, nakikita mo yung team mo, sobrang nahihirapan sila. Andun lang ako sa side, naka-immobilizer pa ako. Di ako makagalaw. So parang, this is so sad. I wish I could have done something.
Yeah, tsaka it was a game 3 eh. Nag-game 3 yung finals na yun eh. So even though you weren't there, it was still close. So ako, as a volleyball commentator, napaisip din ako, like, what if Maddie was healthy? What if she was able to continue her momentum? But, you know, that's just, you know, what ifs. And it's just stuff that we want to talk about as volleyball fans and volleyball, you know, players and volleyball commentators. But, you know, I want to follow up on that, Den and Maddie. Kanina, you were talking about how tall the Ateneo Lady Eagles became. And I just want to compare, Den, I don't know if you know this, but I actually computed the average height of the 16-0 team. Okay? Yung starters. But, syempre, then hindi ka kasama doon kasi hindi ka naman tumatalo na.
Okay, sige, excluded pala ako.
Pero yung starters kasi, during the 16-0 team, yung season 77 was Gia, Lai, Ella, Bea, Amy, and Mitch. Yung average height nila is 5'6.5".
Medyo nahilan ni Ella pababa yung stats niya.
Ate Dan, dinawin niya naman yung talon.
Tama.
Shout out to the elevator, Ella De Jesus. Yung kay Maddie naman, the last championship team, season 81, the tallest Ateneo Lady Eagle team ever. You know, that was Dina, that was Kat, Jules, Maddie, BDL, and Pongay. Yun yung usual starters. So your average height was 5'9.5". So you had a 3-inch advantage over the 16-0 Denden, Eliza led Lady Eagles. But I want to follow up on the volleyball talk, the volleyball debates.
Yeah.
Maddie, let's say may fantasy match-up. At naglaban yung season 77 team na nag-champion, nag-16-0 under Coach Tai. And the thing is, you were part of that team.
And Maddie were there.
Yeah, they were there. Let's say kung naglaban yun. At naglaban yung season 81. Sino mananalo? Who would win if you guys played? Which team was better?
That's so hard. Wait, ang hirap kasi Coach Tai system versus Coach O system.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
No, not the system, but just the team.
The players, yeah.
Let's say, finals, na siya. Yung condition ng katawan, pang-finals na. Hinug na, ganun.
Pwedeng 5 sets?
Wait, then, you can also debate. You can also say that maybe you guys had the edge because of that.
Then, help me here.
Siyempre, paglalaban ko yung 77.
Yon.
Pero kasi, magkaibang...
But I was there. In both teams.
Yeah, but then kasi yung difference ng two teams, other than syempre the personnel and yung system, yung what we have was defense. We had good defense as a team collectively. We had good reception and good services. Although kay Maddie, they had good services also, and they were really good in blocking. So, medyo mahirap siya.
Yeah.
Ang hirap i-envision kung paano magiging how the play is gonna go.
Yeah.
Like,
if
who
you're
would
talking
have the
about
upper
finals,
hand?
though, if you're talking about the finals, medyo nag-step up talaga grabe yung defense namin. Lalo na sila Danny and Kim. Sobrang nag-improve sila, di ba? Grabe yung mga puto nila kay Cici tsaka kay Ea. So, well, I'll defend 81.
I-defend mo.
I guess siguro we clicked more with Coach O's system. That's why we played better for me. So, yung blocking will really work. Lalo na sila Atela yung kalaban namin. So we have to make double efforts talaga para doon. But then, malaking tiwala yung depensa namin kasi, ayun, kina Danny and yung net defense namin.
Oo, naalala ko nung game 2, that was the best game I saw Danny Ravenna play ever. Sa totoo lang yung game 2, that was an elimination game for you guys, Maddie, di ba? Kasi game number 1, nanalo yung UST. Game number 2, you guys had to win that game in the fight.
Yeah, sobrang nag-step up si Danny. Butin si Danny.
Okay, ito before we leave this fantasy topic, let's break it down to skill category. Spiking. Who was the better spiking team? 77 or 81?
Okay, sino ba yung spikers nung 77? Eliza, Ella, Bea, Mitch, and Amy.
Kiwi.
Okay. Sino sa 81? Maddie, Bea, Kat,
Tongay, Jules.
Jules. Well, for me, Eliza's like worth 5 people on the court when it comes to spiking.
That's true. But Kat also.
But Kat also. But then kasi, the thing is, yung position ni Eliza is very crucial kasi open hitter siya eh. So lahat ng mga basura na plays, sa kanya mapupunta. And ang taas ng percentage niya sa mga ganung plays. Kahit off the net or off plays, nagagawa niya ng paraan eh.
Blocking. Then, are you willing to concede that Maddie's 81 is better than you guys at blocking?
Oo naman. Kahit na magaling si Bea and si Kiwi pag-blocker, sige. Pero totoo, like they're the better team when it comes to net defense. Definitely. Mas nag-improve yung blocking ni Maddie and ni Bea from when they were rookies. Ang laki nung in-improve.
Digging and receiving, Maddie, are you willing to concede that Den's time was better than your time?
Siyempre, ano ka ba? Sobrang swerte nga ng Choco Mucho, nandun na si Ate Den eh, di ba?
Grabe naman.
Okay, lastly, from the skill categories, I know you guys have a lot of respect for these two people, and they have a lot of respect for each other because one mentored the other, one idolized the other. The setting, you have Gia and you have Dina. Gia amazing, Dean amazing. Like, if both were at the top of their game, like, wow, that's a tough one, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. Because that was Gia's second year in Ateneo.
Yes.
Dina was sophomore? First year.
Fourth na. Kasi may isa pa si Dina, di ba?
81.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's tough. But Gia was amazing from the start.
Yeah.
I mean, as a rookie, like she wasn't phased at all. But Gia is Gia. Gia is Gia. Dina is Dina.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's nice to think about it. It's nice to debate about it. So to everybody listening, you can give us your thoughts. No violent reactions though.
Yeah, walang violent dapat.
This is just volleyball talk that we're
honest opinion.
Yeah. We're having fun here.
Yeah. Sino
Okay,
ba sa'yo,
Maddie.
Ate Den?
Ako, Gia ako. Well, because I've only
Oh,
played...
wow, you guys are voting.
We're gonna vote. Tapusin natin ito na maayos.
Inumpisahan natin, no?
I go for Gia. I go for Gia.
Di na ako.
Okay. Let's end it at that.
Yeah. I love how you girls are sticking up to your own teammates. Yeah,
But I'm teammates now with Dina.
I know.
So Dina,
Which is why
ready ka na.
Which is why I'm looking forward to, yung mga Creamline and Choco Mucho matchups in the future, because it's always nice to see those two setters go at it. But Maddie, going back, yun nga, you overcame that, one of the athlete's worst nightmares, yung overcoming an injury. What was your motivation to come back stronger?
Isip ko, I have to finish what I started. So, ayokong matapos dun lang. And for me kasi matapang yung utak ko eh. So, hindi ako papayag na I was gonna go down. I was gonna stop there. So, syempre, I had to recover fast. I had to come back quicker. So, nung pagbalik ko, it was really hard kasi hindi ganun kataas yung talon ko, mabigat ako, yung stamina ko wala doon, yung endurance ko. So, well, I had to work extra hard. Yung run namin, first time I ran again, at least umabot ako sa time. Pero nagulat ko sila Coach Tay noon kasi we ran 8 rounds in Moro Oval. That's equivalent to 4 rounds in the Blue Oval in Ateneo Ateneo. That's 400 meters. Yung Moro Oval kasi 200 lang. So, twice namin inuulit. So, if you do 4 rounds in the 400-meter round, you have to do 8 rounds in the 200-meter round. And then, so, nasa Moro kami nun. And then, we had to do 8 rounds. The time was supposed to be 7:45, 7:30. And then, I made the time. So, nagulat si Coach tayo. Kasi first time ko palang bumalik. Tapos, umabot na ako agad sa time. So, ayun. Parang I was proud of myself na nakaya ko. Kasi nung first year ko, nung first time kong tumakbo, hindi ko na kaya. So, ayun. Parang achievement na rin for myself. Kasi di naman agad-agad. You're not gonna get there right away. It has to be a process, a step-by-step process. So, I took it one day at a time. Siyempre, may mga lapses din ako. May mga days na it's really hard to come back, especially from an injury like that. But, I just, sabi nga ni Coach O, steadiness of will. I just trusted the Lord na He'll help me. And ayun, I trusted my teammates na i-guide din naman nila ako. Ayun.
So, Mads, fast forward tayo to season 80. You were in shape. You were in better shape than you were in past seasons. And you were appointed the team captain. And that was your first time to be team captain? How did it feel like?
It was hard. Kasi, andun sila Jo mga mas matatanda sa akin. So, why me, diba? Parang, hindi ko nakita yung sagot para doon. Kasi, I don't know, siguro, lead as an example ako. Kasi I can do yung mga gusto nagagawa ni Coach Tay. Parang, para makita nung ibang teammates ko na, since kaya niya, kailangan kayanin din namin. Parang ganun. So, no, it was really challenging for me. Hindi ko alam saan ako, paano ko sila papagalitan, paano ko sila sasabihan, or paano ko sasabihin kay Coach Tay na magiging mediator ako ng coach and ng players. So, it was challenging for me talaga. Sobrang hirap kasi, paano ba? Hindi kami buo nun nasa team. Parang we had groups. So, we weren't as cohesive as a team then because of that. So it was really hard for me. But yeah, with the help of Sinabea and Kat naman, we made it, but not in the finals.
And Maddie, it wasn't easy also coming off as the next captain after Eliza and Gia. Obviously, those are big shoes to fill. Well, what did you learn from them being your captains that prepared you to be the captain? Like, ano yung pinaka-importanting bagay na natutunan mo from Eliza and then Gia?
Well, I talk to Ate Lai constantly. Parang I ask for guidance from her talaga. Yung first time ko siyang tinawagan, umiyak pa ako sa kanya, Ate Lai, bakit ganito, ganyan. Sobrang hirap. So, and then she just told me, Mads, kailangan you have to earn the respect also. Hindi lang basta-basta binibigay yung respeto sa'yo. Kailangan you have to earn it talaga. So, ayun, yun yung tumatak sa akin na I have to, kailangan ayusin ko rin yung trabaho ko as a captain para makita nila na ginagawa, paano ba? Para, yun, they respect me. Ayun. Si Gia naman, Gia was a silent leader. Parang ano siya more on like what I said kanina, set as an example, ganun. And, yun yung natutunan ko kay Gia na hindi mo kailangan go off. Basta pakita mo lang na kaya mo yung pinapagawa sa'yo. Yun.
Good job, Maddie. And great job during your last year with Ateneo. I think, and I was saying this during the coverages when I was covering you, I always said it, Maddie Madayag is playing the best volleyball of her life. Because since I started covering your career, that's the best volleyball that I've seen you play. And it was happening game after game after game until that March 20, 2019 game, a 5-set win against UST. Ateneo had 24 blocks and you had freaking 11 by yourself.
Madzilla. In the
by yourself. Paano nangyari yun? I mean, like, did you realize that, teka, 11 na yun
I didn't count. Hindi ako nagbibilang, okay? I keep watching the replays, the game. Kasi doon din ako kumuha ng inspiration if I find myself lacking sa training or something. Pinapanood ko. And then actually, no first 2 sets, ang pangit ng laro ko. So sinasabi ko, ang pangit ng laro ko, paano ako naka-11 blocks doon? Kasi galit na galit si Coach O sa akin. As in, nakikita ko sa timeout, Maddie, hindi kailangan gigil, hindi kailangan stop block, kailangan lang nakapwesto. Ganyan. Parang, paano ako naka-11 blocks? Galit na galit pa si Coach O sa akin nun, di ba? So, Hindi ko alam. Nalaman ko lang 11 blocks nung in-interview na kami. So, sabi nung interviewer, Maddie, anong feeling mo na naka-11 blocks? Sabi ko, naka-11 blocks ako. Seryoso ba yan?
So it wasn't like a goal for you that game to like reach 11 blocks?
No, kasi ang goal ni Coach O for us middle blockers is to have 5 blocks lang. Or at least 5 blocks, di ba? So, hindi ko alam. I knew I had a lot of blocks, but I didn't know it was 11 blocks na. So,
record-breaking.
Yeah.
You had 23 points in that game. 23 points, and I watched the highlights also. Ang dami mong running attack. That's like your signature attack, right? The running attack. But it's good that you mentioned Coach O, because I had a conversation with Coach O before the start of his first season with Ateneo, yung season 81. This was during the PVL days. Sinabi niya, you know what, Anton, I have 2 captains always. I have 2 captains. I have the game captain and then the team captain. I think during that year, Bea was the team captain, right? Because she had like
officially the game captain.
Game captain.
Game captain. Okay.
Yeah.
But like, so yung game captain is the one who's officially the team captain. Yung may linya sa ilalim ng number.
The game captain is for Bea to, paano ba? Coach Uxie? Complicated.
Yeah, I know. He has a different style.
But why don't he just say 2 captains na lang, di ba? Para game captains. But no, he told me, ako yung, paano ba? It's so complicated.
Yeah.
Ako sa team mismo, and then si Bea pag games. So she handles yung complaints sa ref and yung mga technical stuff.
Yeah. And he also said this, partner, I don't know if you know this, but like si Coach O is explaining it to me na there's a good cop and a bad cop.
I'm the bad cop.
And yes, he said that Maddie was the bad cop.
Mads,
Coach O has a different style.
What do you feel about that, Mads? You're the bad cop. Sabi ni Coach O.
I just embrace it. Hindi, kasi ako
No
talaga
other
yung
way.
masungit. Ako talaga yung masungit sa teammates ko. As in, kinokorek ko talaga sila pag may mali sila. So, ayun. Si Bea naman siya yung nagde-defend sa akin. Sinabi ni Maddie yan kasi hindi niya naman talaga nakita na tama yung ginagawa mo. Pero ako yung, bakit kasi ganyan-ganyan? Ako yung nagpapaiyak. Si Bea yung nag-e-explain. And ako rin yung nag-aaway kay Coach O, kaya bad cup.
It's a good balance between you and Bea. It's a good working relationship. You know what, Anton? Actually, si Maddie parang nag-evolve yun. Parang Pokemon yan eh. From like her rookie year, like, homesick lagi umiiyak, parang Charmander. And pagdating ng season 81, nag-evolve na siya into a Charizard. Rampage all the time in games.
Madzilla nga talaga.
Madzilla
Kahit si training. Galit palagi. Tinitis nga ako ng coaches, galit ka na naman. Ganyan. Palagi nilang ginaganon.
But I think it's because you're really passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're really competitive.
Very. Especially last year namin. So, kailangan all out na, di ba? And then what was good with season 81 was Coach O's system na gusto niya family talaga kami. So, doon kami naging isa, naging buo talaga. That's why yun talaga. For us, meant to be talaga mag-champion kami nung 81. Ayun.
And that year, you were awarded second best middle blocker. So, to me, that was really your best season. I mean, obviously, statistically, and the way you dominated that season. But it was not an easy season. I mean, even though you finished the elims 12-2, you were the number 1 seed. You guys suffered a scare in the Final Four and the finals. I mean, you played FEU again, and then you lost the first game. Like, how did that feel? Na, diba, number 1 seed kayo, and then eto na naman tayo, FEU na naman, natalo tayo sa first match. How are we gonna bounce back? Because if we lose, the season's over again, and we don't reach the finals again.
FEU na naman. Kalaban namin, di ba, sa semifinals. So parang in my head, I don't wanna lose naman. Kasi it's our last year. I don't wanna give up. So, hindi talaga. Grabe kasi si Coach George, ang dami niyang tago. Coach George, ang dami niyang baon.
Deep bench.
Galing din kasi talaga ni Coach George. So, ayun. Parang ang dami niyang, kasi nung first 2 rounds, di ba, natalo namin yung FEU. Tapos nung first, game 1 ng semifinals, parang may, backup plan si Coach George para matalo kami. So, parang, na naman si Coach George kagaya nung season 80. Pero in my mind, I don't wanna lose talaga. We've come this far. Everybody wants to go to the finals. So lahat kami hindi na kami nag-duel sa game 1. So kailangan nung game 2 lahat kami focus talaga kami manalo.
And then you made it to the finals. And then UST swept you guys in game number 1. That was in Araneta, right?
Mm-mm.
And naalala ko, it was a sea of yellow. And I was like, oh my God, this is this
grabe yung experience namin.
Wow.
It's always a party when it's a UST crowd.
Yeah. It was all yellow after the game.
We couldn't hear each other. As in, grabe yung ghost nila. As in,
nakakakilabot.
Ang lakas ng cheer nila. Sobra. Tapos kami, hindi kami nagkakarinigan. Kahit si Coach O pag-huddle, hindi namin siya naririnig. So parang ganun-ganun lang. So kami, it was so hard for us. Sobrang nahirapan kami kasi hindi namin maintindihan yung instructions si Coach O. Hindi namin marinig yung mga plays ni Dina. Hindi kami nagkakaintindihan pag nag-huddle kami. So it was really hard talaga. Grabe.
So how did you prepare to go into game 2 after being swept in the first game of the finals against USC and knowing that you're gonna be in the same environment again?
Meron kaming ginawa nila Coach O, parang na-cancel out namin yung ingay ng UST. That's why we were able to come back. So I don't know how we did it, but I don't know. It was really Sarap ng feeling talaga nung nanalo kami. Paano ba? Ang lakas pa rin, like how Araneta was, ganun din kalakas nung game 2. Kasi lalo na, if UST won, sila na yung nag-champion, di ba? So, lahat kami, we were all focused. Yung nakikita niyo sa mata namin na kailangan namin manalo tong game 2 na to. So, everybody was set na, hindi kami papayag na tatalo kami. Yun talaga yung mentality namin.
If I remember right, you had 17 points in that game. You top scored for Ateneo. And then that was the game na nag-step up si Jules. And yun nga, yung magandang pag-level up ni Danny.
Yeah.
I remember that game. And then, obviously, it was unfortunate that Aya also got hurt during that game. And then, game number 3, they always say it's a player's game. Game number 3, diba? It's who has the bigger heart. Like, what was that like, Maddie, knowing na yun na talaga yung last game mo? I mean, Davao, and then you'd come to Manila, you're homesick, you were a Charmander, there's like Charmeleon after injury, Charizard, final flight. What was that feeling like na knowing na, oh my God, this is it, last UAP game ever?
First time ko magkaroon ng jitters sa game. Last game jitters. Oh my gosh, ito na yung last game ko sa UAAP. Last game ko maglaro para sa Ateneo. Last game ko i-represent yung Ateneo. So, everybody was just, guys, ito na yung inaantay natin. Ito na yung pinagtrabahuan natin. Dati pa, ngayon na nandito na tayo, kailangan kunin na natin. Nasa harap na natin eh. It's within our reach. So, we just grabbed it.
Right. So what does it mean for you to be able to bring back the title to Ateneo? And other than that, you graduated with an award. I think for the first time in your UAAP career. Ang ganda ng exit mo, like a championship and an award.
For me, as in super sarap nung last year ko. Kahit na sobrang hirap kasi we transitioned from Coach Ty to another system kay Coach O. So, nag-pay off talaga lahat. As in, grabe pinagdaanan namin, lalo na si Dina. Oh my gosh, Dina. Grabe talaga. As in, puro iyak, lahat ng blood, lahat ng tears, lahat ng away namin, nag-pay off talaga. Lalo na, ilang years, kailan? First year ko, second year, third year, fourth year. Fifth year, 4 years pa after namin nabalik yung title sa Ateneo. So, sobrang thankful din talaga kami, lalo na sa Ateneo community kasi, did you know they gave us 2 send-offs?
Really?
Sinend off nila kami nung game 2, tapos sinend off nila kami nung game 3. Actually, yung families namin lang nung game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi, of course, parang extra motivation for us. Nung game 3, we went to Jesu. Nag-pray muna kami. And then, may nagsabi na punta daw kami sa high school. Di ba malayo yun ate din? So, we had to go there. Nasa coaster na kami. Tapos biglang, andun yung fans, andun yung bubble, andun yung family namin. Nag-send off sila. As in, sobrang touching talaga. It's grabe talaga.
Must have been something.
Oo,
like an extra boost for you guys to go into the game, no?
Yeah. You're all so hyped up na talaga.
Then yung career ni Maddie, parang roller coaster eh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a very colorful career. I mean, diba, obviously she took the leap of faith, leaving her family in Davao, going to Manila, being homesick, coach Thai practices, and then second year she got hurt. Third year trying to get back into the game. Fourth year naging team captain, and you know that you have to lead because no more Gia, no more Eliza, ikaw na talaga. And then in your fifth year, you have a change of leadership. Coach O comes in, so bagong adjustment period na naman. She entered the UAP as a champion, playing with you and Eliza, and then graduating the UAP as a champion. So I think that's like a dream come true for you, and it's amazing how that happened when you told us earlier, Maddie, na never mo inimagine na maglalaro ka ng volleyball sa college.
Oo, lalo na sa Ateneo. Grabe talaga. Well, yeah. Lahat ng pinagdaanan namin, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, lahat nag-pay off nung nag-champion kami nung fifth year. So it's really, I don't know, it's a different feeling mag-champion ka after lahat ng na-experience mo. Ng ganun.
Yeah, it's your Cinderella story.
Yeah.
It was a Cinderella story indeed. Alam mo, then naalala ko, during the post-game interview, Maddie, Coach O was there, your mom was there, si Tita Donna was there. Iniisip ko na eh. Like, kailan ko ba mako-cover ulit itong si Maddie? Eh, may mga rumors na magpi-PBL siya. So I was telling Tita Donna, like, nung wala pa yung camera sa harap namin, sabi ko, Tita Donna, at least mako-cover pa rin namin si Maddie sa PBL. And then Tita Donna was like, sabihin mo kay Maddie, parang hindi pa siya sure. So during that time, parang may uncertainty pa na kung magpe-PBL ka, kung magpe-PSL ka.
Yeah.
Hindi pa sure eh. So it only happened like a few months later na it announced na you're going to go to a new team, yung Choco Mucho. And at the time, wala pang Choco Mucho, di ba? It was newly formed. You guys were the very first. So how was that like? I mean, you know, from after winning a championship, graduating in flying colors, the next step is the Pro League. And then you ended up as a team captain of Choco Mucho. How was that transition like?
Nung UAAP, di ko inisip na mag-pro na ako or mag-graduate na ako. So I just focused talaga on playing our game. So meron na mga nag-recruit ng PBL, but nung pag-start ng UAAP, I told my manager, si Vanya, na please tell them na not to contact me first because I want to focus, I want to finish it right, ganon. So, ayun, after pa lang nung UAAP ako nag-decide, actually hindi, matagal pa nga bago ako nag-decide kasi it was really hard. Choco Mucho only formed 1 month before PBL.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so kami, ako, Bea, Kim, sino pa ba, si Kat, kaming apat, we wanted the same system. We wanted Coach O pa rin. For us, hindi pa enough yung season 81 na hype na yon nung nakuha namin from Coach O. So, actually, kahit nung PVL, nag-uusap kami nila Coach O, kaming seniors na, sana magkasama pa rin tayo after nito, no? Ganon. So, kami ni Coach O, nag-uusap kami, Coach, kailan kita magiging coach ulit? Nagaganon ako. Kasi, di ba, after championship, you had to go to guestings, ganon. So, sabay kami nila Coach O kasi galing kami Katip eh. Sabay-sabay lang kami. Coach, sana magkasama pa rin tayo, no? Ganyan. So, kinikwento ko rin sa kanya yung mga kumukuha sa akin na team, ganyan. Tapos, binigyan niya rin naman ako ng advice kung ganito. If you're gonna go to this team, ito yung makuha mo. Kung ganito yung makukuha mo. So, but the whole time, I was just wishing, I wish I was with Coach O. And then, may time na after isang guesting, sinabi niya sa akin, Rebisco is planning to make a team. Sabi ko, Coach talaga, Coach. Ganon. So, oo, ganon. So, doon na nag-start. So, nung naging final na, syempre, I told the other teams that recruited me in a nice way na, thank you for considering me to be a part of your team, but then I chose to be in a different team, but I don't want to tell what team. So, kasi hindi pa announce official yung Choco Mucho nun eh. So, ayun.
So, although you were still with Coach O and Kat, Bea de Leon, was Kat in Choco Mucho? Not yet, no?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, she was.
Kasi she decided not to play her final year.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so those players that you mentioned, you guys were still together in the PVL, but was there a difference? Like, I mean, you guys are still together, but it's not Blue, it's not Ateneo, it's not the UAAP, it's the PVL. Anong difference nun?
Syempre, it's different kasi we don't train twice a day. Mas chill si Coach O in a way. And syempre, iba yung kasama namin sa loob. Hindi yung team na Ateneo team. We had other people from UVC. UVC ba yan, Ate Den? Yeah. Sila Ate Dancel, sila Ate Arian, sila Ate Bang. So, yung transition na yun, medyo mahirap kasi 4 lang kaming familiar sa sistema ni Coach O. So, Coach O wanted to implement his system to the new Choco Mucho team. And it was kind of hard kasi matatanda na yung bagong teammates namin eh. Iba yung sistema na alam nila. So, yung transition na yun yung mas mahirap. Yung transition from them changing to Coach O system. Kasi it was really hard. That's why medyo nahirapan talaga kaming mag-gel as a team kasi iba-iba nga yung alam from different
1 month
from
before
different
PVL.
teams.
You said 1 month before the PVL, right? That's when Choco formed. Hirap nun.
It was really hard. Lalo na kina Coach O talaga sa coaching staff kasi kailangan the minor details kasi kumbaga parang back from zero, di ba? So, ganun.
And it must have been tough for you as the team captain. Again, it was a challenge for you. Like, how are you going to bring all these people together on the court? And these, like, half of the team, mas matanda sila sa'yo. Ateneo,
So, it was hard talaga for me kasi ako nga yung pinakabata sa team eh. So, ako pa yung naging captain. Well, Coach O trusted me kasi mas familiar ako sa sistema niya. So, he wanted me to share what I learned with my new teammates. So, yun.
Naisip ko lang, hindi ka pwede magpaka-bad cop kay Ila Santos.
Hindi, good cop na ako.
Naging good cop na.
Hindi ako pwede mag-away ng mga ate.
Wait, but Anton, like, I've been training with the Choco Mucho team for a while before the lockdown, and I've seen yung maturity ni Maddie, yung leadership niya. She's grown. I must say, I'm really proud of you, Mads.
From Fly.
Grabe yung growth. From Fly
to Madzilla.
And now
I'm a little bit lost. Expound. What's Fly?
Maddie, what's Fly? I forgot na how it started, but it was your first year. Like, Maddie was really pasipan on. Like,
I was a child.
Yeah, she was a kid. She was 16. And I don't know where that Fly came from.
I think we were in training lang, and then I just said, we were in training lang, and then I would just always say, Fly. I don't know why. I think I picked it up from
tawagan nyo sa isa't isa, Fly.
No, that's what they called me.
Oh, everybody called you that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yung Madzilla kasi alam ko yung story. I saw a post of your mom. It was a graphics of you, tapos may sign na Madzilla sa likod. Tapos naisip ko, uy, okay to baka pwede kong gamitin to sa coverage. And then I remember I messaged you, Maddie. I asked you if it's okay for me to use Madzilla in the game. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then you were like, yeah, okay lang. Yun naman talaga yung tawag sa akin. Dati pa eh.
Actually, hindi ko alam. Bakit ganun yung boses? Nakakainis ka.
Hindi naman ganun boses, Maddie.
Oo nga. Well, hindi ko alam saan nanggaling yung Madzilla, to be honest. Naririnig ko lang siya.
Yeah.
But it picked up naman. Parang maganda naman siya pakinggan. So I just went
cool.
With it.
Yeah. It's super cool. Parang Charizard, pero her own thing.
Right.
Den said you matured a lot, Maddie. And I think one reason why you matured a lot was you played at a very high level. I mean, highest level of competition possible with the national team. Kasi syempre, I mean, UAAP is one thing, PVL is another. But I can only imagine playing for the national team is an entirely different animal. I'm sure, obviously, Den can attest to this. Playing for the national team is an ibang usapan yon.
Right. It's totally different. I mean, you're with the best of the best in the country, and you're playing against the best of different countries. And we all know how high the level of competition is abroad. So, Mads, kamusta yung experience mo in your first national team stint?
It's like being a rookie all over again. They were trying to, I got letters na to try out for the national team, but then since it was UAAP, we can't, I mean, it's not that we can't, it's more of, I want to focus sa UAAP muna and sa studies ko, and then I will pursue that after na. So I got the opportunity, and then I decided na okay, yeah, I will play for the national team just like I did nung nag-wushu ako. So I want to continue my dream of representing the country. Actually, nakakatawa yung story kasi first time kong mag-training with the national team, the training was in Arellano. But I didn't know there were a lot of Arellanos. So, Ate Abby Chang, she messaged the group Arellano Law ang training okay.
Okay.
And I didn't know that there was an Arellano Law, Arellano like this, like that. So, I only went to the only Arellano school I know, which was in Legarda.
Yeah, that's the main campus.
So, yeah, I took the LRT from Katipunan to Legarda, and then I went there, and then I saw Arellano players. Bakit Arellano to? So I called Gia, saan ka? Sabi niya, nasa Arellano na. Ako rin, nasa Arellano na. And then sabi ko, Maddie, saan Arellano ka? I just remember. Grabe talaga. As in, tawang-tawa na lang si Gia sa akin. Kasi, Maddie, ba't di ka na lang nagtanong sa akin? Ganyan. Or ba't di ka sumabay kay Ate Lai? Ganyan. Kasi si Ate Lai. Well, I didn't know. So, and I wanted to try to commute on my own. Kasi nung first year ako, kasama ko si mama palagi mag-take ng train. So, ayun. So, parang gusto ko lang itry mag-commute papuntang first training ko sa national team. Pero yun pala, pagdating ko doon, patapos na rin yung training nila. Sobrang sad. But yeah, ayun.
Paano yan? Ano sabi ni Coach Shaq sa'yo? Patapos na yung training.
Okay lang. No, kasi pagdating ko doon, as in yung mukha ko parang tarantang-taranta ako kasi, oh my gosh, rookie ko. Ito yung first impression ko sa teammates ko.
Yeah.
Ganyan. So, parang, wala. Sobrang nahiya talaga ako nun. Pagdating ko, nagmamadali ako, gano'n. So, sobrang hirap. Noong first day
That's
ko.
why it pays to be early sometimes, you know, yung mga bagay na yan. Ganyan rin yung nangyari sa akin the first time. Pero hindi ako sa Arellano Legarda, like in some random parking lot, God knows where.
Oh my God.
Arellano pala. So for, future national team players, may Arellano Legarda po at Arellano.
Marami pang Arellano.
FYI.
Read the message properly. Ayan.
Read the whole text.
But I mean, Maddie, you were 21 when you made it to the national team. You were the second youngest player next to Aya. Aya was still 20
yeah.
at the time. But you played in every match during those SEA Games. You played in every match and you scored in every match. So what was the feeling, wearing Philippines, on your chest and representing the entire country, playing in the Philippines?
Andun pa yung family ko. Na, may lolo, may lola, my mom. They flew in from Davao just to watch kasi first time nila ako makita mag-represent. And then yung SEA Games pa nasa Philippines, diba? So, grabe. Wala. Inspiration talaga. Every time I go in the court, I always look at my family sa bleachers. Every time I score, I look at them. Every time I try and serve, I look at them. So sila talaga yung source of inspiration ko besides playing for the Philippines and playing for the people who were there in the arena. So, every time na pinapasok ako ni Coach Shaq, I just feel grateful na binigyan niya ako ng trust kahit bago pa lang ako and na may tiwala siya. May kaya akong ibigay sa team. So, ayun. Very happy and grateful.
So, Mads, what did it feel like? You went on to playing in the bronze medal match. What was going through your head that time? I mean, it was a really important game because I think first time in a long time that we're playing for a medal in the SEA Games and here in the Philippines. What was running through your head? How were you feeling that time? First time mong mag-play for the national team and in the SEA Games.
Nung last set, nung dapat mananalo na, nung fifth set ba?
Like just in that game, coming into that game
mismo. Wow, that's so hard.
Kasi lagi ka pinapasok the previous, all the games pinapasok ka, diba? So you should be ready as well, like mentally, physically.
Right? Syempre. Well, as a player, I try to be mentally ready always. Yung mga times lang na, paano ba? Yung mga parang super close na matches, I try not to think about it talaga. I just want to play how I played like in UAAP. That's what I'm trying to think na I just have to be confident. I just have to think na inaasahan ako ng teammates ko. Ganon. So, playing for bronze, grabe. It was really overwhelming kasi kalaban mo Indonesia. Indonesia kalaban mo, tapos andun si Megawati. Ang lakas ni Megawati, tapos
good.
Diba? Mm-hmm. Wala, every time I'm just put inside the court and I parang nagkaharap kami, I just try, you have to block her, you have to block her, you have to block her. Yun lang yung mentality ko. You have to, kahit na hindi ka maka-atake, blocking yung first priority mo. Yan yung trabaho mo, middle blocker ka. Kailangan mo i-block si Megawati or at least you have to put maayos na lugar para makita nung depensa sa likod si Megawati kung saan pupunta yung bola niya. Parang ganun. So, I just have to, ang iniisip ko lang is, wala, kailangan ko talaga maglaro. If mapapasok man ako, kailangan ko i-give yung best ko kasi this is it. Ito na yung training namin sa labas ng bansa. Ito na yun. So, wala, kailangan ko lang talaga ibigay yung best ko every time na nasa loob ako. Nung nasa labas naman, kami nila Ea, lalo na nung fifth set ako, si Chang, si Ate Lai, si Gia, kami, grabe na lang yung support namin sa labas. Sinisigaw namin yung teammates namin, go, let's go, kaya niyo yan. Tapos sumasayaw na lang kami para din ma-hype sila. So, lahat gagawin namin para lang ma-feel, maging okay yung feeling nung team namin sa loob, yung naglalaro sa loob. Ayun.
Maddie, ano yung feeling? Because I know you blocked Megawati at least twice. Alam ko yun, at least twice na block mo siya. Ano yung feeling of blocking Megawati? I also know you blocked T4. You blocked T4 also. Meron isang back row na timing mo siya eh. Na-block mo siya eh. So ano yung feeling of blocking, big names like that? Like T4 and Megawati?
No, as a middle blocker, ang iisip ko, dapat lang binlock mo siya kasi yan yung trabaho mo. Pero if I were someone else, kung hindi ko iniisip na yan yung trabaho ko, sobrang, oh my gosh, na-block ko siya. Ang lakas-lakas niya, na-block ko siya. So, sobrang confidence booster din na kaya ko rin silang i-block, kaya ko rin silang tapatan, ganun.
Sa Thailand, naka 1 point ka and it was a kill block. Obviously, di ba? Thailand, you got Nutsara, you got Plumjit. Naalala mo ba sino na-block mo noon, that game?
Willavan.
Oh.
Si Willavan.
Si Willavan, ang kulit nung kamay noon. She's a really good.
Grabe, parang si Sisi talaga.
It's cool. I like how you remember, ha? Ganun pala yun, yung mga, for a player, you remember kung sino yung na-block mo.
Oo, kasi Anton, I remember nung game 3, nahirapan na ako mag-block kay Sisi. Mas grabe na yung likot ng kamay niya. So parang, si Sisi talaga, alam mo naman si Sisi.
Yeah.
Yun, so nung pinasok ako, sobrang happy ko na na-block ko si Willavan. Willavan!
And these are big names in volleyball.
Yeah.
These are big names.
Sobra.
Willavan, Megawati had 35 points in that bronze medal.
He's a killer. My
freaking
gosh.
35. Pero yun nga, I was commentating on that game. The score was 14-12. That was probably the saddest I ever felt.
That was so sad.
Yun yung pinakalungkot ko ever covering any game. Kasi halos abot kamay na eh. And you were on the side, Maddie, kasi pinocus yung camera sa inyo. You were like this. You had your hand up. Eliza was beside you. She was praying.
And Gia.
Ano yung feeling na, oh my God, 1 point na lang.
I was just praying, Lord, please. But isang rotation na lang ata yun eh. We had to make that point or else magiging front row na si Megawati. So, wala. Nung natalo ko, sobrang grabe yung iyak namin sa dugout. As in, everybody was so sad. But, sayang. Yun lang talaga. I don't wanna remember it kasi sayang lang talaga yung maiisip ko sa game na yun. Sayang. Yun lang talaga. Sobrang sad. But, yeah.
Okay, I don't wanna extend your grief, Mads, but
Yeah.
we really want to ask this, me and Anton, and I'm sure a lot of people want to know. What do you think the team could have done differently to change the outcome of that bronze medal match?
I guess we could have been more together as a team. Kasi ilang months lang bago kami nag-start training, 'di ba? Because of may game sa isang liga, may game sa isang liga. So it's really hard na hindi kami lahat magkakasabay ng schedule kasi iba-iba din yung oras ng training eh.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike nung sa men's team, first month of the year pa lang, they started training na, 'di ba? So I wish that yun yung nangyari kasi a lot of months for training, ang laking tulong nun eh. Mas mag-gel talaga yung team. Lalo, like example, Choco Mucho, 1 month before PVL, doon lang kami nag-umpisa. So, sobrang hindi din talaga kami parang isa, hindi kami cohesive as a team. So, yeah.
I think that's one of the main concerns of playing for the national team, di ba? Then, yung time of training, preparation for the SEA Games, preparation for any national team competition na you have to be together. And when you say together, it means training together. I think Den knows this, na sobrang laking bagay na you put in the time to gel. So for the future, like what do you think can be improved national team-wise para you guys have more time together to train and have a better result by the time the competitions come?
I just wish both of the leagues would be more considerate of releasing their players para mas importante naman yung mag-represent yung country natin kaysa to play in a league, diba? Ganun naman I think ganun naman talaga yung priority ng ibang country. So I think yan yung pwede nating magaya. So ayun, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with Maddie. I mean, I think the national team representing your country takes precedence over club teams, your school teams, and I think we should, take notes on what other countries are doing right, like Thailand, Vietnam's already on the rise, Indonesia. Na dati nakakasabay pa natin sila sa laro, but now they're ahead of us because of preparation, and they're fielding in younger players. They're training younger players at an early level, at a high level of competition. Kaya I'm really happy that Aya, Maddie, these young players get the exposure that they need because they are the future of the national team. They are the future of Philippine volleyball. And I hope that, the LVPI or whoever's in charge of our national team will be able to provide a better grassroots program for the national team, for volleyball in general. And we just need to help each other kasi lang naman yung sentiments natin. I think for the girls who've been in the national team, I think we also need to hear their sides, but that's for me. That's for me.
Yeah, and one example is also in Japan. Like, all the kids who are trying to learn to play volleyball, sila lahat same ng basics, same ng fundamentals. So I think that's what we can get from other countries, like what you said, because it's really different talaga. Like what you said, better grassroots. Kung start pa lang, bata pa lang magsa-start ng ganito ganyan, so it's better talaga.
And it's nice that you brought up Japan kasi in Japan they have their own club teams when they're young, not when they're old already.
Yeah.
Like you would see them training. I know that they somewhat live in the gym in the summer because they're just training the whole day.
All day.
And these are like what, ages 10? Maybe even younger? And they play really well. So I hope we have that in the future for our young volleyball players.
There are some initiatives, like I know of your Solid 7 initiative that you guys have been doing. You're helping the kids learn even during these trying times. So I guess that's part of the dreams that you guys have as players for the betterment of volleyball as a whole here in the Philippines.
Yeah, of course, that's some of the legacy, siguro, that you want to leave for the volleyball community.
Speaking of legacies, you both have left a legacy for Ateneo. Congratulations to you guys. It was a privilege for me to see that personally and cover you girls. And for the national team, you know what it's like to represent flag and country. But there's a new chapter in both of your careers. You guys are teaming up with Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Grabe, yes. I'm super excited for the PVL because, you know, they're building up so many storylines right now, like upcoming Creamline, Choco Mucho, rivalry, Choco Mucho, and then Flex, you know, bringing in Denden Lazaro, bringing in Dina Wong, Caitlin Viray. So what's that been like? I mean, you know, you're back with your Ate Den, Maddie.
After how long, Mads?
4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
4 or 5 years.
Maybe more than 5. Matagal pa.
Oo. Well, like what Ate Den mentioned a while ago, na we trained na before the lockdown. So, medyo nagka-mini reunion na rin kami. So, it was really fun talaga na magkakasama na ulit yung mga magti-teammates before, especially sila Kat, sila Dina, kasi hindi pa nila nakasama si Ate Den eh. So, may experience din nila ano yung feeling na andyan si Iron Eagle sa likod.
My goodness.
Iron Eagle.
I can never get used to it.
Fly and Iron Eagle back in action. Pero nag-evolve na si Fly din eh.
Oo eh, Charizard na siya eh.
Madzilla
na si Fly.
Oh my gosh, Fly. Ang tanda.
It was so funny. And then like, teeny tiny man, Fly. Maddie, Fly.
Alam mo, hanggang ngayon, pag ginigreet ako ni Ate Ray, happy birthday, Fly.
It's big.
Fly pa rin. Oo.
Okay, since we're having a little fun right now, we're gonna ask you some quick questions. Maddie, I know you love to eat. Minsan nakikita ko yung mga post mo na pag walang practice, nag-only Korean grill kayo ng team. Like this quarantine, what's your favorite quarantine snack?
Snack or meal?
O sige, meal.
Sorry,
hindi pala sapat yung snack eh. Hindi pala sapat.
Meron kasing oras, merong midnight snack, merong ano.
Okay. Sige, yung midnight snack, na-intriga ako sa midnight snack eh.
Depende ko anong nasa fridge.
But what's your favorite?
Eat anything.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, I eat anything. Pag gabi, nag-PB&J ako.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. And I eat fruits all the time. Orange, apple, mangoes, grapes, papaya, avocado. Kung anong meron na fruit, kakainin ko.
Durian. Di ba durian is like the Davao thing? Like,
yeah. I eat durian, but hindi pa kami bumibili ng durian ngayon. Kasi nakaka-high blood din yun eh.
Oh.
So, not good for my grandparents.
Oh, I see.
It's nakaka-high blood siya.
Okay.
Pero, I remember, nagkasakit ako before, kasi tas mababa yung platelet ko, and then they let me eat durian. Tapos tumaas yung platelet ko. So, maganda rin, okay rin siya na, remedy.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Since, well, lockdown pa rin, quarantine pa rin tayo, you have so much time on your hands. What do you like to binge watch?
Oh, ang dami ko nang napanood.
Are you into like Korean novelas? Yes!
Chloe! I watched Chloe na!
I think everybody watched Chloe.
Not me.
You should.
I haven't jumped on that bandwagon yet.
It's not a bandwagon. I don't know. It's just it's good.
I watched Friends how many times na. I finished How to Get Away with Murder. that's nice. You guys should watch it. It's
I
really
finished it.
interesting. It's so nice. And then I'm watching Gossip Girl right now.
Oh, Gossip Girl is good.
First time?
Every episode is well crafted.
Yeah, first time.
Kasi medyo, Anton, panahon natin yan eh.
Grabe! Ano pa ba? I watched, first time, not really first time. I watched the Avatar. I watched Korra. And then Attack on Titan. I watched that on Netflix. It's nice though. I mean, it's nice.
That's a lot of shows, huh? That's a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Well, Anton, 5 months.
That's how much time I got.
First time since she left Davao initially for Ateneo. 5 straight months in Davao, in her hometown.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, favorite quarantine activity, Maddie. What's the one activity that you have to do every day throughout this quarantine? Workout.
Basically it. Yeah.
Speaking of workout, can we get that like signature Madzilla pose?
But I don't have muscles na. It's
okay.
Smaller compared to before.
Last question, Maddie. We've had such a great conversation with you. You told us your entire journey, and I'm sure everybody's enjoyed what you had to say. For our last question, what's the secret to getting Madzilla like physique?
I guess you have to go through Coach Tai training, tear your ACL, go through Coach Tai training, and Coach no, I think it's genetics. I think nasa katawan talaga na parang built yung muscle namin. Kasi athletic din yung genes namin eh. Everybody played volleyball, ganon. So, yeah. And then also because I think I played wushu before, so naging mas toned yung body ko. Yeah, so if you want your children, if you want your kids to have like, I don't know, nice body, siguro, or muscular, I don't know, start them young. Ganun na lang. Bata pa lang ako, nag-ballet na ako, nag-taekwondo, nag-wushu, and then nag-volleyball. So, I don't know, I just love sports. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that was such a great conversation, Maddie. We want to say thank you. And this is actually the first time we're doing this. This is an experiment, a little experiment. Denden and I are testing out, and we're honored and thankful to have had you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mads. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sobrang saya. At least to share ko rin yung life story ko.
Yeah. What we want kasi for Volleyball DNA is, Volleyball DNA, like when volleyball fans, when people want to know the story of a certain athlete, all they have to do is extract the DNA from Volleyball DNA.
Wow. Wow.
So now you can extract the DNA of Maddie Madayag from Volleyball DNA. Hashtag
now you know my story.
Volleyball DNA. So thank you very much, Madzilla.
Thank you.
Maddie Madayag. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace out.
Thank you guys. See you. Thank you for watching Volleyball DNA. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to get notified for future episodes and interview highlights.
And while you're at it, head over to our Facebook page by clicking on the link in the description.